I mean, we came out, gave up a couple runs there in the first inning, and we came back and answered right back, and it was kind of a stalemate, second through the sixth, got into the seventh, and their bats got going a little bit again and just put them over the top. We never could really get our bats going after that first inning, and just came back to bite us.
Well, how do you just kind of explain how that seventh inning went?
I don't even know. I mean, they got a couple runners on there, and then we loaded the bases up, didn't have anybody out, kind of put our backs to the wall. It, really wasn't bad pitching or anything. They just worked her and found their way on and forced us in the situation we had to pull infield in, and just they scored a few runs there.
And then you hit on the start, but how good to see how the girls after they start hot for you to answer and get in front quickly?
I mean, that was big. It was nice to see. A lot of times our big starts here at home have been we shut them down, we come in, we get going, and we don't look back. They got off to a little bit of a hot start there, pushed a few over, and we made sure to come back and push ourselves back out in front. And then it stayed, 3-2 there into the seventh inning. We really gave ourselves a chance to win, a chance to, move on, but we just never could get the bats going back again.
Last thing, was there anything on offense that needed to be better or that was missing today?
I don't know. I don't think we've struck out that many times during the season. I didn't feel that she was overpowering or anything like that. I think she just got in the groove, and we came out confident to begin with, and I think maybe we lost some confidence at the plate. I was seeing a lot of swings where we weren't trying to attack the ball. We were being reactive. It was, that's a strike. I got to swing now, and you're swinging back deep in your body instead of getting out front, being able to drive it. And so a lot of our hits that we did make, weren't finding their way through. We got a few hits here and there. We just really didn't string anything together after that first inning, and then we have a few. I don't even know how many strikeouts they had, but it's more than what we've had at all this year.
Well, and this isn't obviously how you wanted the season to end, but just what can you say about these girls and how they played as a whole on the season?
Well, I wasn't coaching there at the beginning. I got to see them play a game at Cherokee. Saw them play part of a game at Providence. And really, it was kind of looking rough, but you expect that. Several of them came out of basketball and things, and so they were late getting to practice and then, jumping out in games. There's a little bit of rust, but, we improved greatly over the year. I can't say a single player who didn't get a lot better through the year. But, we just had a few innings here today that, kind of slowed us down and ended our season for us.
Well, with so many of these girls that are in the lineup coming back, what do they need to take into the offseason to try to get past this point next year?
In our meeting over there, Coach Hawk was talking to him. She said, sun's going to come up tomorrow. After the last few days, I wasn't sure that would happen, but and they just kind of put this one behind them and look to the future. We're losing, 4 seniors that have meant a lot to the program. Madison there, shortstop and leadoff. She's hard to replace. Rachel, she pitched at times this year, played some outfield. She was kind of one that came off the bench a lot for big at bats. There by the end, doing some running, and you had Jessica and Leanna who had been around all 4 years. I had helped coach them when they were in middle school, so I was familiar with them, and they gave their all this whole season, and those are 4 big ones that are hard to lose. Coach Hawk even mentioned like Leanna. She was one that kind of got the team fired up. She was the one in there getting girls off the bench and get going. You know, so they all had their parts. So they're 4 tough ones, but you know there are a bunch of them that are returning. You know, out of the ones we started today. You know, you got your 10 with 9 batters and one the DP flex situation. So you know, 9 of those are back. So there's still a lot of talent around, and I expect good things from them in the future.
Appreciate it.